So today we're talking about community, how important community is, to have connection, to feel supported, to feel heard, and to really help you come over the obstacles that we all face throughout our lives. And I think at the moment, it's getting a little bit tougher than usual. So that's what we want to talk about, and we want to share what we're offering. And we just want to connect about how important community is at this time and how we can create that and how it is important that we do that so we can support each other. And the challenges that we're going to go through, that we're currently going through, when we've got support, it makes it so much easier because we get more grounded, we get more clarity, and it just helps us along our way. So Jo, welcome.
Thank you. Hello, my darling. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So I mean, for me, and I guess, you also understand the importance of community. It's nice to be able to create a safe space where you can be seen and heard by people that are going through very similar journeys. And I think it does create this space where you can really feel supported and safe when you're vulnerable, without judgment. And, when you find your right community, I think it's so important because you do actually feel like you belong somewhere, because a lot of people always feel so isolated and so like they don't belong anywhere. They can't really find, everyone, their friends, their family, everyone doesn't really see them. And so I think when you actually really find the right community for you, it really creates a sense of like home, like you feel heard. And I think all of us as humans want to feel heard. We want to feel seen, and a lot of us don't. And so we're too scared to speak our truth because of that, because we don't want to be judged. But when you find the right community, you can actually let go and actually speak your truth and have other people support you because they're probably going on the same journey as you as well. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's really important.
And I think, we all have a deep sense of wanting to belong somewhere. And I was just thinking, often when we're going through difficult times, it's actually really hard to reach out and get support. I mean, if you do reach out, they might not be the right person to ask for support because they've got their own stuff, or you've got a lot of history with them. And, they might feel that you're being needy or these kind of things. So actually having a safe place where you're seen and heard and you're not judged and you're allowed to speak up and speak your truth without any judgment, then you're actually getting on board with something that is like an advance, you're advancing yourself on what's going through instead of just hoping that someone's going to be there for you. Instead of having this container where we're always going to be there for you, we're always standing by your side. And I think that gives a lot of power to ourselves, knowing that, times are difficult. People don't see to eye on things. And sometimes we can't even speak about things to our closest, nearest and dearest. It's actually speaking to people that we connect with on another level, in a safe container where it's confidential and where we can support each other and find the right tools to support each other, then it's a much safer space, because then you can actually build on your relationships that you already have, but have a space for you. And I think that's really important, that you can speak your truth, that you can be seen and heard, and you're not going to have, because when you know people like your partner or friends, they see you as in this certain box or this certain person, but actually we're much more than that,
Yes.
and our opinions can change, our needs can change. So having a group where can be supportive and you can just be yourself, and isn't that a gift in itself, to be yourself?
And I think when you have a community like that, there's no judgment. We're all in there for the same reason. We all want to be felt. We all want to be seen. We all want to be heard. We want to feel safe. So no matter what, it's unconditional love, and support, regardless of what anyone's going through. It doesn't matter. There's no judgment. Where I think sometimes your family and them can judge you because they know only one part of you, or they only want to see one part of you. So sometimes it's harder to, speak your truth and feel empowered. But this community, it is for that. It's to make you feel empowered and inspired, and to do your work and to do your healing journey in such a safe space.
Exactly. And, we've both been through a lot of transformation. So we've
Yes.
learned a lot from our lived experience of how we manage to get through difficult times. Obviously for me, it was a lot of journaling. I didn't have like maybe people that I could talk to instantly. So I could journal, I could express myself, I could draw, I could, really the page and the book. I went through a lot of journals. It was so important to me. And, it became my safe place that I could really express myself. And, also using my voice and singing mantra and they were powerful tools that empowered me to keep on going, because that's what we want. We want to keep on going. We want to know that we can overcome any obstacle. And if we look in our past, we can see really difficult times, but we got through them. And this is what we want to be here to support you through those difficult times, and just support you so you can rise and you can do what you love. And because if we're supported, it's so much easier. When we do
Definitely.
have that support, it's such a struggle doing everything on your own. But when we have people,
Hello?
seeing us, then and connecting and sharing, we can inspire each other, and we can really hold the space for
Absolutely.
women that want to join and want the support.
Yeah, and I think it's just, it's especially I find at the moment women are looking for women spaces, where they can just be themselves, and I think it's very empowering. It's powerful to be able to do this, which is why you and I obviously want to we're creating our circle, for the same reason, so that we can help women. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, your journey, it doesn't matter anything. It's just really, just a safe space to just know that you are held and heard no matter what.
Exactly. And I mean, I think people, when you say, like, I know I've got a couple of friends and they say, tell me something. They say, oh, Alice, don't judge me. I say,
Mm.
I would say, but I don't judge you. In saying that, they're judging themselves. So it's really what I say, look, I don't judge you. And whatever you want to say to me, I'm not going to judge you. Because I say to them, well, if I judged you, then I'd be judging myself. So I don't want to be judging myself. So I'm not going to be judging you. I'm
And that's,
just, if you feel comfortable telling me this and sharing that with me, I will not be judging you. So I
yeah.
have.
And I think what you talk about, like judgment, is a big one for people. And I think that's why so many people hate to speak their truth or speak what's going on, because they don't want to be judged. And I think we've got to realize that actually we need to have more compassion and kindness towards people's journeys, and without judgment, and it is a big thing and it does take a lot. But that's why these kind of communities are really important, because there is no judgment, because most of the time we're all going through the same thing in some way or another. And so as soon as we realize that, it's like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one going through these changes. So it does really, it's a really powerful space to be held.
Yeah, and a reminder that any judgment is self-judgment. So it's coming to a place where actually, how can we nurture ourselves? How can we support ourselves? How can we learn some tools? Like breathwork, as we know, is really powerful. So we can share all these tools with you, and we can guide you through. Because chances are it's something similar to us. Because even if you just look at our friends, I can see a lot of reflections and mirroring of what's going on around me with people that I know. So it means that that's happening to a wider circle of people. So I think it would be great that people can come in and we can support each other through this. We can hold each other through this,
And also have some moments of, like, when we do go live together, just creating joy, dancing, just really moving, and just as a group, as a collective, we can, and a community, we can also, we're just going to start bringing in all of the things, the healing, but the support, everything, but also the joy. And it's so nice to do it with others that are on the same journey. So I think, yeah, it's going to be very powerful.
Well, it's always inspiring when people get together. It's like when we get together, our energy, because we connect about it, because we're passionate about it, our energy, we get new ideas, and, we have fun in the process. And so when more people come together, then that just magnifies. And, the excitement and the realizations and the creativity and sound, and, we'll all be raising our vibration together.
And that it alone is powerful, because even if you don't do anything, just by being there as a group, as a collective, it changes the frequency of everybody, the whole group, and outside of us as well. It sends out a beautiful frequency that shifts energetically within the whole planet. So it's very powerful. It's not just affecting us and our frequency by raising it, but everyone else around us.
Exactly, yeah, because how we feel reflects to everything we do, everyone we meet in the day. Like we all know when we had a bad day, and then it's a domino effect and it gets worse. Instead, it's like actually observing that and go, right, what can I do here what nice gesture can I give to someone? What smile, or say hello to somebody you don't know, things like that, or just do something small, just a little tip here or something. Just these little extra things that actually make us feel good inside and make somebody else smile. That's raising the vibration. So it's really simple things too. But I think when we come together, we can really attract that. We can really support each other and just feel that somebody's got our back and that we trust. Because trust is a really difficult thing in friendships, relationships, and family. But when you can trust the circle, the people in that circle, it's confidential, it's private, and it's gonna give you more confidence in life.
Absolutely. And it creates, it gives you confidence within yourself. You're meeting people, like-minded people. You start building these beautiful relationships together. It's such a powerful, empowered space as a community. And I think it's really important, because there's so many people that feel so lonely all the time that they just don't even know where to start. So yeah, I think finding your community is key, really, especially as we're going through a lot of change at the moment. That it's not just us individually, that we're actually going through change as a collective. And so it's really important to have a community.
Yeah, and it's those sort of weekly reminders. It's that connection of reminding ourselves when we're dipping down, whether it's getting some anxiety, whether it's stressed out about things happening in our lives. It's like we can bring ourselves back. And this is the idea of the group. We'll bring each other back into balance and, feel uplifted and, and feel supported. And so I think it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
I know it's going to be exciting. So yeah, and obviously we want as many women who resonate and, are ready and looking for this kind of space. Yeah, we're calling you all in. So
yeah. So we're going to have a free experience of the group, and then people can sign up, and we'll send you all the details. So is there anything else you want to share about community and how important it is, and how it's going to be the future? Actually,
absolutely, because we grew up years. You look at a lot of the indigenous tribes and things. They're all based around community. Even when I was living in Nusa Lembongan in Bali, look at the community, the local community. They all stand together and support each other. And I think our Western society, we've so disconnected ourselves from community. Like we don't even know our neighbors, most of us. So I think we're now going through this full circle, going back to having community again, so that we have a safe space. And I think it's really, it's very interesting to see how we're all going back to community and how much everyone's needing community.
Yeah. Well, it's so much more powerful, and it's so much more fun.
And so much fun.
People that are around us, don't we want to know and feel connected to them? As opposed to complete strangers, or occasionally walking down the street.
Yeah, and it is fun. You start building really nourishing, really beautiful relationships within these spaces. So
fabulous. So I think we'll just leave it there today. We just want to introduce our new expansion portal for women to support you in your everyday lives, and share our experiences and have a safe place to connect and to be.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, my darling.
Thank you, and see us next week live on Midweek Medicine, because we'll be back there. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.